Change hurts like hell. This is like the most uncomfortable truth that nobody in the manifestation sphere would tell you because it's not sellable. You cannot sell pain. For sure, maybe like some others like can, but in terms of when you truly like want to change a behavior, a pattern in your life, something like that has actually been very, very toxic and very bad for you, and you know it. Let's say it's, for example, you want to exit being constantly attracted to unavailable men who are narcissistic, or you want to change your behavior with money, or specifically when you come from an abusive household or an abusive partnership, right? And then you keep attracting kind of the same type of pattern in every situationship and every relationship that you get into. It's just like under another mask. If you want to consciously change this pattern, it's fucking hurtful. It's painful. By like physiologically, you feel it in your body. And that is like, I suppose this is also like the explanation why a lot of like manifestation stuff doesn't work for a majority of people. And people who have actually changed something in their life, they have gone through phases or periods of time or one event that was truthfully very hurtful, that it was like a rupture. But everything else, that's why, like, I don't want to burst your bubble, or maybe you already know it. That's why all the ladi-fadi, cute little manifestations and affirmations, you know, like with positive words or some positive vibe meditations, they will not fucking change anything in your life. Yeah, sure, they will give you a relief that you're gonna feel, you know, good and positive, maybe even motivated for like 10 minutes or 1 hour, but it's not lasting. It's not giving you any lasting changes. Doesn't matter how long you listen to that. I have a family member who literally have done her entire life, listened to all types of meditations, done all types of witchcraft and spells and like whatever there is, like courses, whatever there is in all of this like coaching manifestation scene. She has done it all and nothing has changed in her life, like at all. Again, maybe like some form of relief was provided for like 10 minutes, 1 hour, never even a full day. But nothing truly changing, long lasting has occurred in her life. And I think we can speak about it for most of us. What I wanted to actually draw, like, because I am going like through a lot of changes, because there have happened a couple of things where it's like, okay, I have been aware of that like for a while. I have been, maybe you're going through this the same. You have been aware of a pattern in your life for a while. And also there's a saying like, being aware of a pattern is like 90% of the work of like changing and reprogramming yourself. That's such bullshit. I don't know who came up with that. That's just such fairy tale bullshit. It enrages me when I hear that, because that's not fucking true at all. When you become aware of a pattern in your life, so to speak, you're awakened. It sure does help to understand what's happening, where the thing's going, why it's occurring, from which childhood trauma or maybe repeated childhood trauma it came, whatever that is. But awareness alone does not change it, does not heal it, unless you actually make not only the decision to change it, but the very uncomfortable, painful actions that follow it. So, where I'm going with that, when you change, that's why I'm saying it's pretty fucking hurtful. That's why so many people are unable to manifest. But what's actually at the core of it, this process of shifting a pattern that has been so hardcore wired into your body, your mind, your behaviors, to now rupture this pattern. You can actually imagine like a metal, like a chain of a metal that's being like that. to now, like, you're aware of this chain of a pattern, to now, like, to rupture it, right? To, like, the neural pathways, so to speak, to stop them firing in the same way, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, it requires an immense amount of force and energy to rupture them, right? And when you do, it hurts. It hurts. Like this thing, it hurts. But just imagine now this metal chain, it's in your body. So it's actually cells and, like, I don't want to say wrong biological terms, but it is a living organisms in your body that now you're rupturing. So I've noticed, because I'm actually very interested in that, like in the biological change that I'm like feeling in my body, in my mind, in my brain, in meditations, when I'm going through an active unraveling of the neural pathways, and if I stay with a feeling, it hurts. Like I get sometimes in a meditation, for example, it really feels like crawling sensation, not crawling, but like hurting sensation through the brain. And the best way to describe it is if it's somebody were to get your hairs and try like to pull it in different directions. It's really, this is how it pulls, but like times 100, right? Because all over the place. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. You may even get scared of it, of the sensation. But because like I'm already like, for example, I'm someone who is just doing it like for so long, so I kind of am able to say like if it's something good, so to speak, happening or bad. Also, like in that work is never anything bad happening actually at all. Just saying, somebody else might get those sensations, right? You like put on your meditation on, so to speak, right? Like, or you're doing your visualization, let's say. And if you're actually going in deep and doing a good work, the first time, they're not going to be blissful. They're not going to be blissful at all. It's going to hurt. Like the first times where I actually went deep, for example, feeling safe was, what was it? I've done different works, but feeling safe to receive love. Like being seen, being loved. That was actually something was completely missing in my childhood with my family. Left a lot of like pain behind, obviously. And the first time when I went deep, right, this is a good scenario. Like you want to be loved. You want to have people around you who love you and nurture you and support you. This is such a beautiful visualization practice. Such a good thing to, focus and keep in your mind and, daydream about, right? It's so positive. But when it's like all airy-fairy, fairy tale, positive, then it stays in your mind. And it's just a picture in your mind that has absolutely not metabolized in your body. And your body creates the actual freaking change in the environment, in the life. And the first time I actually went deep, I got nearly in a panic attack. Like, I was flushed with anxiety. It was a very, felt discomfort where, the anxiety, all the tightening happening, all of it. And, well, yeah, if you're sitting alone through that, a lot of people might even think, oh my God, something is happening, something is wrong. I'm doing the meditation wrong. Or they might even be scared, oh, to get right now attacked in the meditation or whatever, right? No, that's just you actually touched on this chain link that I talked to you, and you attempted to break it apart in order to reinstall it. And in this attempt, it was your body started firing, right? The emotions to protect yourself and to basically pull you back and say no, this is dangerous, this is painful, we don't know this territory, we need to go back, aka anxiety, fear, whatever. Fear is the biggest, I think this is the biggest blood point, I would say, to scare the shit out of you to go backwards. Because obviously, right, if you fear what's happening to you, then you're not gonna move with your practice that you're doing right now. So yeah, that's why it's painful. That's why, for example, there are millions of people who are doing Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations work. The ones who actually have like noticeable success and has real life manifestations, all of them basically, they just never touch on it like in detail. But when they do, it's always the same thing, that it's the most uncomfortable experience, especially in the beginning. That is why also Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation, they're always paired with this like very long format and breath work you have to do beforehand. By the way, the changes that I have done, I did not do it with his meditation. It's just when I'm going through, stay with me, I'm like going full circle with what I'm trying to say. His meditation is just one form to break old patterns and reinstall the new ones. It's still paired with being uncomfortable, and it's still paired with even pain. It's just one way, one tool, so to speak, to use to do. And another one, like I've just done it for myself, right? Like with being aware, with my own imagination, with my own meditation that I've done for myself. And yeah, so like with anything, without anybody's else's tool, it's just the same pain, the same discomfort, right? Just like in a slightly different way. And yeah, and unfortunately, that's it's not sellable. You cannot sell it. Like if you were to say to people like, oh, okay, you want money, you want success, but you have never experienced that, and maybe you have like you have like a lot of like fear around money, right? Some danger equipped to that, or scarcity loop, or whatever. That's why you don't have it. So in order now to become a millionaire, like instead of doing this lari-fari, not working affirmations and empty words, right, or just pretty visualizations where you feel like it's like so fun and so rosa and all of that, that is sellable. That you can sell, right? That like gives people a hope and something like, oh my god, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna feel good and then I'm gonna have my dream life. But if you were to go in and say like, no, you actually have to fucking go through torture. You have to like willingly torture yourself for a period of time, because it's also not one time. Like this whole like, doing your neural pathways differently, it's a multiple time process. For example, Dr. Joe Dispenza's, it's just like the closest thing. Like a lot of people are actually very, very familiar with his work. People who do it correctly, if you do it correctly, you are in hell. Sometimes you have very good meditation, you do the breath work, and you're able to sit completely still during the meditation, right? Without twitching and, scratching, all of that. But other times, you are in hell. You are in absolute hell. You want to scratch, you want to squeeze, you want to stop, right? He talks about it. And that's why you have to go through that. You have to keep yourself like focused and re-engaged. And my thing is actually what I'm doing is not like, oh, I'm just gonna force myself to stay still and keep engaging in the meditation. My thing is I really need like to remind myself and start relaxing. Like I'm actually even focusing into relaxation. For example, when I'm doing like the heavy work and this anxiety flushed up, right? Then I'm going into very forced, like very forced calming down, very forced, like, okay, I'm forcing my body to relax, even if 1%, 2% to drop, and keep doing that. And it's heavy. It's like you are in a gym training, and if you have pushed like towards your limit and you have no one to spot you and no one to guide you and no one to help you, and then you are in freaking pain, and now you have to even push, like, for example, like, lift till like you cannot anymore, but then like you actually have hit your limit and you literally cannot go any further, but you have to somehow push it away a little further to just like hook those weights under the machine, right? pure hell. And you have to do this willingly with this manifestation practice to have an actual change. Yeah, sell that. Unless you're masochistic, nobody's gonna sell it. Nobody's gonna buy it. So, but at the same time, people who have actually manifested a different life all can attest that they have gone through, those like phases, periods of time, in whatever form, like it occurred for them. And all can attest that, like, I think this is kind of the point. If you have done it a couple of times, you are less afraid of it, and you're a little more equipped for the next time it hurts. And you kind of also become proud of yourself when you go through that, like when you manage to go through that and like come on the other side and acquired like that life or that outcome that you wanted to have. Yeah, and then it's just something obviously positive, right? But at the same time, like, I have never known even one person who, has done one dream, one goal, and is good to go and now stays like that. Yeah. No, everybody reaches for the next thing. Anyway, I think the end message of this video, if you truly want to change your life, if you truly want to exit this toxic relationship, this toxic household, to stop attracting bad friendships, to stop attracting narcissistic partners, if you truly want to start, like, to have money, to keep money when you get it, right? You have then to choose the path of hell. You have to choose the path of pain, for a while at least. And you have to just, like, kind of accept it. This is just part of the deal. And it's like, I suppose it's like weighing your options. Do I stay in this toxic relationship that hurts me like hell with an abusive partner? Or do I keep being broke like fuck? Or do I choose, right, to embrace that pain and this uncomfortable levels and, do this, like, whatever practices, right? And again, it like, if you think about it, hustling, grinding through the stuff, it's the same pushing yourself through the uncomfortable feelings, just like if you were to do the long format meditation or go deep into nervous system recalibration. Again, same thing happening, just in different forms. Yeah, and I think for many people, it's just like at some point, we all want comfort, all of us. At some point, I think for most of us, it's really just get to the point of like, okay, I have like accepted this like abusive relationship, and I've tried to leave, and I've tried to change, or I've tried, right? But like it's still somewhat known, and you learned to accept it. But at some point, it just comes to the point, like, I suppose, where it's like, okay, enough. Absolute enough. I cannot fucking take it anymore. And then for a lot of people, like, they need like this breaking point of, okay, this just hurts too much. So whatever is now on this side, to try to figure out, to hustle, to go through the pain of this anew, right, thing is kind of worth it. Because now it's like, you really, like, your brain is like, okay, it cannot be as bad as this. So yeah, very positive message. But yeah, if you want to change your life, and I suppose also if you're on your manifestation journey, and maybe if you're wondering why it's not working, this is why. And if you want things to work, and if you want your life to change, you have to embrace the path of pain. And this is something that I never wanted to hear or even accept when I was younger. But yeah, my life never changed then, like, with whatever I was doing, like, nothing changed, not long term at least. So, and now that things actually beginning to change and shift, like, I do understand what so many people are talking about, like, this whole, like, you have to embrace the uncomfortability, like, to suffer, or like not suffer, but choose, right, the pain of this growth and the pain of this uncomfort, and that there's no way around it. Like, so many people are talking about it, right? Like, in business scene, a spirituality thing, it's just like in spirituality, people really, really, really love to avoid topic of like hardships. They really want to make everything sunshine and rainbows and sell you the dream of, you know, you can achieve your life with this like positive affirmations. You can achieve it, you can get it with ease, with easiness. And that's why like so many people are making bank selling those whatever, right? Courses and meditations and affirmations. But yeah, and people can attest, and nothing is changing long term. And they just keep trying the next thing and the next thing. But on this channel, we don't want to do that. So I just want to leave you with that, and welcome to this journey with me. I'm gonna post a bunch of videos about this topic of manifestation and changing your biology, essentially. I'm gonna post also a bunch of videos of specifically guided nervous system recalibration. And let me tell you, that stuff is not gonna, I'm gonna put disclaimers obviously in the videos. It's gonna be very fun interactions. We're gonna go through like different timelines and scenarios, right? For whatever, money, love, relationship, very specific ones as well. But so, since it's not just like pretty visualization, we're gonna go in deep with your body. We're gonna notice, you know, the uncomfortable sensations in your body. We're gonna deal with them and work through them. And specifically, yeah, I'm gonna like just offer you a space where you can feel it safely and decide to sit with it, knowing that you are like in a safe space in this container and you're guided through it. And on the other side, it's like, even if this experience was uncomfortable, you get to experience still something that you wanted, like this other timeline, the end goal that you wanted, which, you know, gives you enough of light and motivation and actually good feelings to uplift you. And again, I'm gonna like post a bunch of guided nervous system recalibrations. So yeah, please subscribe, leave a comment, and see you in the next one.